Hello, and thank you for joining us today. My name is Alex Pendler, and I'm the Communications Officer for the Fulbright Program for the Middle East and North Africa. Today, I'm joined by my colleague, Kathryn Brody, who will be answering questions about the Fulbright Foreign Student Program application. Before we get started, I wanted to let viewers know that you can ask questions in the comments, and we will try to get to as many questions as we can in the next half hour. With that, let's get started. Kathryn, our first question is, will there be a priority for the applicants for the second year in a row?
Sure. So no, there is no priority given to applicants who have previously applied. Every grant cycle, every application cycle is new with a new batch of applicants, and everyone is considered equally during that process.
Thank you. Another question we have is, where can I find the link to apply?
You can find the link to apply for the Fulbright Foreign Student Program on the Ahmed East website.
Yes, and so for anyone who asks, you can actually type in ahmedeast.org/Fulbright, and that will take you right to our homepage. You can click on how to apply, and the application link can be found on the right-hand side of the page. We've done a couple questions on eligibility. So what are the eligibility criteria?
So the eligibility requirements are that an applicant has to have a bachelor's degree by the time their program start date rolls around. So for this current application cycle, you would be looking at a program start date of around August 2023. And so we would expect you to have your bachelor's degree conferred by that start date. We also expect applicants to have a strong academic record, strong English proficiency, or the ability to attend a long-term English program in the United States prior to the start of your study program. Generally, those programs start in January or March of the year your Fulbright grant starts, so January or March of 2023. And additionally, there are eligibility requirements that differ by your country of citizenship, so the country that you would be applying through. So we do encourage you to either check in with your Ahmed East field office, the U.S. Embassy, or the Fulbright Commission in your country to learn about specific eligibility requirements that you might have.
Great. Another question is there an age limit to apply?
No, there is no age limit to apply for the Fulbright Foreign Student Program, and we encourage everyone to apply regardless of your age.
Great. Can I apply if I'm currently studying in the United States?
So this is something that you should check in with, again, with the Fulbright office in your country, either the Ahmed East field office, your United States Embassy, or the Joint Fulbright Commission. However, generally speaking, no, if you are studying in the United States at this time, you would not be eligible to apply for the Fulbright Foreign Student Program, as it is an expectation that all applicants are residing in their home country throughout the application process.
I am from Yemen. Is Yemen currently an eligible country?
So at this point in time, the Fulbright Foreign Student Program is not being offered in Yemen.
Okay. I think you already touched on this a little bit, but we had a question asking if I can live in one country, but I'm from another. The answer is no, you need to be living in the country you are applying from. Can you apply as someone who is graduating from undergraduate school in June?
So yes, you are able to apply for the Fulbright Foreign Student Program if you have not yet received your bachelor's degree. However, please do keep in mind that your bachelor's degree needs to have been conferred prior to the start date of your Fulbright program.
I have a two-part question. Is professional experience required to apply? And do I need to have 1 year of work experience in order to apply for this scholarship?
So you're going to hear me say this a lot over the next 30 minutes, but this is definitely going to depend on the country that you are applying with. Different countries have different requirements. And so the best way to find out if work experience is a requirement for the country you are applying through is to reach out to the office in your country to check in with them about requirements.
And just a reminder that if you're one of the Middle East countries, you can actually, on our how to apply page, you can click on your country and it will actually list the eligibility requirements for each country, including if there is a work experience or not. Another question we just got in is, can I apply with a disability?
Yes, applicants with disabilities are encouraged to apply for the Fulbright Foreign Student Program. We ask that you do disclose your disability as soon as possible so that we have that in mind. It's not going to impact your application in any way. It just makes us aware of steps that we might need to take throughout the application process to make sure that you are receiving the support that you need.
Great. Does Fulbright accept liaison degrees?
So this is a bit of a difficult question. We do accept licence degrees as the Fulbright Foreign Student Program. You are welcome to apply. However, I do want to note that there are many United States universities that do not accept 3-year degrees, 3-year bachelor degrees. And so it could definitely limit the schools that you are able to apply to if you are selected as a nominee.
I am a first year's master's student. Can I apply? Or I already have a master's degree. Am I eligible for Fulbright?
So the Fulbright Foreign Student Program, we do want to provide the opportunity for anyone who is interested to apply for the program. Please note that if you are applying for the program in the same field of study that you are currently working on a master's degree in or already have a master's degree in, that those applicants are generally not given as high of a priority as applicants who do not already have graduate level study in the field of study they're applying for the Fulbright program in.
And this is just another reminder that if you have a degree that's a law degree or a medical degree, you cannot get another one of those degrees while you're in the US, and there's nothing with clinical allowed, so no clinical nursing, clinical dentistry, or clinical medical degrees, but you can get a degree such as in public health or nursing administration or pharmacology, or for example, an LLM for a 1-year study for law. So those do not fall into those rules. How about current green card applicants? Are they eligible?
Current green card applicants, or I should say people who currently have a green card, are not eligible to apply for the Fulbright Foreign Student Program. And if you are a US citizen, you are also not eligible to apply for the Fulbright Foreign Student Program.
And that answers another question, because even if you're born in the United States and you are a US citizen, no matter if you lived your entire life, you are still not eligible to apply. I think we have a couple more questions that have come in. A potential applicant asks how to pick example universities they might be interested in on the example.
Sure. So I think the best thing to do is to turn to Google. Definitely use the online resources. Most universities are going to have very detailed pages on the programs that they offer. Specifically for master's programs, it's important to kind of see if a program is going to be research-based or offer programs that do not have as heavy of an emphasis on research. So just looking through university websites to see what is a good fit for you. It's certainly not required to include that information on the application. And if you are selected as a nominee, there is a several months long process where we would also help you to identify potential universities to apply to. And so it's definitely the universities that you list on that form are not necessarily you committing to those universities down the line.
Great. Does the Fulbright program prioritize young graduates with little experience, or are they looking for applicants who have a higher number of years of professional experience?
So we review applications holistically. There is not priority given to any one portion of an application. So we encourage applicants with all levels of professional experience to apply. You're not going to be discounted because you've only been working for a year or two, or because you're still in your bachelor's degree, and somebody who has 10 or 15 years of work experience is not going to be discounted because they're a little bit older. We do encourage all types of applicants to apply.
I should say that we also have a large diversity between among our students as well who actually join the program. Great. We have one more eligibility question, then we'll move on to some questions about testing. But if you do have any other questions, please feel free to put them in the comments and we'll get to them as we go. Do I need to get my bachelor's degree in my home country in order to apply?
No, it is not a requirement to receive your bachelor's degree from your home country. However, if you are receiving your bachelor's degree or did receive your bachelor's degree from a university in the United States, I do want to point out that the Fulbright program does tend to prioritize applicants who do not have extensive experience living or studying in the United States previously.
Great. Should I or do I have to pass the TOEFL or IELTS before applying? Should I take the TOEFL now or should I wait?
Again, as mentioned many other times, this is going to depend on what country you are applying through. So be sure to check in with the Fulbright office in your home country to see their specific requirements. But generally speaking, no, you do not have to have a TOEFL test score in order to apply for the Fulbright Foreign Student Program. Once semifinalists have been selected, most countries are going to provide you with the opportunity to go ahead and test for your English language proficiency. We would encourage you, however, to begin studying for these tests, even if you do not take them, as it is a time-consuming and lengthy process to adequately prepare for these tests so that you can ensure that you are getting the best score possible.
Is there an English language requirement or minimum score?
There is no minimum English language score that is required. However, do be aware that most universities do have minimum English language requirements that an applicant must meet in order to be admitted into their program. So again, we do encourage you to prepare sufficiently to take an English language test so that you are scoring well and are able to be considered for admission into programs in the United States. And also be aware that for certain programs of study, higher English language scores are required, such as if you are interested in applying for teaching English as a foreign language program, or a literature program. And also some universities do have higher score requirements than others.
Thank you. Is there a certain GPA requirement?
There is no minimum GPA requirement for the Fulbright Foreign Student Program. We do expect applicants to have a strong academic record. However, that is only one of the things that we are looking at, and there's no minimum GPA that you have to have in order to qualify for the Fulbright Foreign Student Program.
Is the GRE required, and can I apply without it?
The GRE is, again, not required for most countries. However, again, do be sure to verify that that is true for the country you are applying with. But generally, countries do not require the GRE in order to apply. Again, if you are selected as a nominee for the Fulbright Foreign Student Board, you will be provided with the opportunity to take the GRE at no cost to yourself. But just like with the TOEFL test, we do encourage you to begin studying now to ensure that you are adequately prepared to take the GRE. If you are selected as a nominee, as generally speaking, it is a quick turnaround between when you are notified that you are a nominee and when you are taking the GRE test. So start preparing now, even if you do not sign up to take it at this point in time.
And the same goes for the GMAT as well as the GRE. Do English students, so students who have a degree in English, do they have to pass the TOEFL?
So the general answer is yes. Most American universities do have specific requirements that you must meet in order to be waived from taking an English language test and meeting their minimum requirements. And most of the time, that is not that your school offers degrees in English, it's that your school is located in a country where the general language is English. And so most of our students coming from schools in the Middle East and North Africa, even if the language of instruction at your school was English, that probably is not going to mean that you are not required to take the TOEFL test.
Thanks. Another question just came in. If I'm a second year's master's student, should I complete and receive my diploma before I apply to the program?
No, it's not necessary for you to receive your master's degree before applying for the Fulbright Foreign Student Board. However, as I mentioned earlier, we do want to emphasize that you should not be applying for a Fulbright grant for the same type of study that you are currently enrolled in. So for example, if you are currently enrolled in a master's program and are studying English, you shouldn't necessarily be applying for a second master's degree with the Fulbright program in English.
Thank you. Does Fulbright select applications only on marks from college?
No, we do not select applicants solely based on any one criteria. We look at applications holistically, and there are many different factors that are reviewed as part of the application process.
And these include anything from your community service, also your statement of purpose that explains why you want to earn this degree and what you plan to do afterwards in your career path. So please do think about that when you're writing your application. Do I need to submit a research proposal if I'm not planning to do research?
So we would encourage you to submit that as it is a part of the application process, even if you are not planning on going into a field or into a program that is research-based. It helps to give people reviewing your application a better understanding of what exactly you are looking for out of a master's program. So please do write that.
Another question coming in, we've had a couple questions on the FLTA program, which is separate from the Fulbright Foreign Student Program. Just a reminder that this is all about the Fulbright Foreign Student Program, which means this is if you're getting your master's degree or another graduate degree from United States universities. It is separate from the foreign language teaching. And so all courses on the Fulbright Foreign Student Program is for credit and for degree. It is not auditing. Let's see, I think another question we just received is, what documents do I need to get translated?
So, not to keep repeating myself, but you need to check in with the Fulbright office in your country to verify with them what documents need to be translated into English for the application process.
Who should I ask to write recommendation letters for me, and how many do I need?
So the application requires 3 recommendation letters. We recommend that you choose a variety of different individuals to write recommendation letters for you. If you have been working for several years, we would encourage you to have people who know you in more of a professional regard to write your recommendation letters for you. However, because the Fulbright program is also an academic program, many schools are going to want to have at least one recommendation letter that was written by a professor. So we do recommend that you also have at least one recommendation letter that is written by a professor who is able to provide a good overview of who you are as a candidate and can speak to your individual strengths and not provide a recommendation letter that is generic and could be talking about anyone.
Great. What field of studies are people eligible to apply for?
So the Fulbright Foreign Student Program does encourage applicants from all different areas of study to apply for the program. As Alex mentioned, there are a few fields of study that we are not able to accept applicants for, and that is anything that requires clinical study, such as nursing or an MD or a law degree. But beyond those, really anything, we would encourage you to apply. It doesn't need to be a STEM degree. We are also looking for applicants from the social sciences and from the visual arts, really anything.
Yeah, and particularly the most important thing, if there is a master's program at a US accredited university that has it, then that is really the limiting factor. And I think that's it. I'm going to give it one more minute to see if any other questions come in. But is there anything else, Kathryn, you'd like to add before we wrap up?
Not much. We just look forward to reading your application materials and getting to learn more about you. And again, we do encourage anyone to apply. If you are still deciding whether or not you think this is the right program for you, or whether this fits into your future professional goals or your future career goals, definitely reach out to either your Amity's field office or the Fulbright Commission or U.S. Embassy that helps to administer the Fulbright Foreign Student Program in your country. And they are happy to answer any questions that you might have or to provide you with additional resources to help you decide if this is a good choice for you.
Thank you. I think that's all the time we have for today. If you're interested in applying for the Fulbright Foreign Student Program, please visit our website at amadis.org/Fulbright. On our website, you'll also find all the eligibility requirements per country, as well as helpful tips in the application link. Also, stay tuned. Later this month, we'll be having a Q&A with 3 or 4 of our current Fulbrighters who will be taking your questions. And thank you for joining us today.